So today is a pretty exciting day. Today's the day I get to say that I got my dream car. As I've mentioned before on the channel, I have my Mustang GT Performance Pack, race red, with the active exhaust, catskin seats and all that stuff. This is my little Tiguan, so you can say my sport utility. And I had, before that I had like a BMW 335i, loved it, had it for about 8 years, fantastic car, a lot of money to like maintain and stuff, but I've always had the itch for like a true M car, and I finally got to live out my dream, and here she is. This is an F90 M5, Singapore gray metallic, 20-inch wheels, of course, and to boot, this is a competition model. I was just looking for a normal M5, and this one kind of fell on my lap, and it's basically what I wanted. First of all, the car's stock. It hasn't been in any accidents. It's basically exactly what I wanted. I wanted a car that hasn't been messed with, hasn't been tuned. There are a couple of trade-offs. For me to be able to afford this car, I had to buy one with higher mileage. And as many of you guys are going to be like, you're already typing in the comments, you made a huge mistake. You bought a $75,000 M5 with one of the most quote-unquote unreliable engines ever made. So yeah, I know, I took a risk. But in order for me to fulfill my dream, I had to kind of buy a higher mileage one. I couldn't buy like one with 30,000 miles or even 50,000 miles. I had to go to 75. But I feel like I got a pretty good deal on this car, given that it's a competition model. It is a 2019, so it is the earliest competition model that was ever made. But the cool thing about the 2019 model is that it got the upgraded TU4, I believe it's the fourth generation S63 engine, which many people say that is pretty much, they've ironed out all the kinks by this engine. So it's not going to say it's completely bulletproof, but if you treat it well, you maintain it, frequent oil changes, that kind of thing. Wait till it's at operating temperature before you step on it. It should treat me well, and I think this is good. I'm pretty certain that this is the cheapest M5 competition in the country right now. I did not see with a clean title and no accidents on the so as far as I could tell, there might be a cheaper one out there that has been in a wreck. This one has a clean title and no accidents. So as far as I know, this is the cheapest M5 competition in the country. Inside, we got, it's a very nice specimen. Again, I didn't buy it for some young guy who no offense to you guys that want to put carbon fiber on everything, but I wanted a very stock car. It has I believe this brown, I think this, I wanted to go, I've always been into black interiors. That's how I have my Mustang. But when I saw this one in the flesh, I felt like I needed, it felt like it suited the vehicle. It's just it just looks like the supercar seats. I mean, with the light up M5 there, it's such a nice interior that I was like, it kind of won me over and made me go for this car, given, even though it is not black interior. Okay, so this is the Aragon brown interior, and it's kind of orangey. My wife says it straight up looks orange, but it's just a very tasteful, cognac-y, brown interior. Overall, the car isn't quite, it's pretty good. Again, this is already a 6 or 7 year old car. There are a few issues. Number one, this thing here. This thing, I don't know how do you wear this out? Some guy must have been opening this 6 or 7 times a day, 6, 7, but I'm pretty much going to keep that open all the time. But I already bought a spare one. So I got this thing on eBay for 114 bucks shipped. Again, nice, perfect. Bit of a trade-off here, a couple of scratches here at the top, but significantly better than what that looks like inside. So I got to swap that out real quick. I got my pry tool, I'll show you how that looks in a sec. There's one more issue. This one of the shade is broken. Apparently this is quite it is a very common issue. But the dealer that I bought the car from is going to replace it for free. I already got the part here. They need to install it, so they're gonna do that. As you can see, competition coming down there. You know, it's my dream car, and it has that look. I just finished. I'm in the middle of putting in the cabin air filter, so I'm gonna close that up. The cabin air filter, I just swapped it out because I wanted to get, I wanted to have I wanted the air sort of, the heat was like, kind of like musty, so I just did the Friggy Fresh treatment over here through it, and this is what the cabin air filters look like. So, obviously, I think they were due for a change. I think these are the cheap, crappy ones. They're not the real ones. They're actually thin. The real ones are actually thicker. So the ones that it had, somebody must have cheaped out on these things. They're not the correct ones. So I just changed the air filter for my cabin air filter for the Tiguan over there. But yeah, so I'm gonna clean. This got all dirty. I'm gonna clean that up before putting it in. And so yeah, I am going to spoil the hell out of this car. So coming soon, I'm going to be doing. I'm going to service the transmission, change the transmission fluid. That's pretty much a priority. I think I only have about under 2,000 miles since I think they did the oil change on it. What it says in the Carfax and in the iDrive, it's due I think in May. So I got some time there, and not a lot of miles have been put on it, so that's good. So again, yeah, I'm not gonna drive the hell out of this thing because I really don't want to put so many miles on it, because this is going to be my my nicer ride, my ride that, I don't know, it's insane. The performance is insane. Like, I was contemplating maybe potentially tuning this thing, but it's so fast. It is ridiculously fast, and I feel like it doesn't need it. And given that this is a competition model, I don't think I need to do anything to the suspension. One of the issues that I've noticed is that the brakes are kind of squeaky. Apparently that's a common thing with these brakes. These are just the normal steel brakes. I'm happy. I don't want to I understand that the carbon and ceramic brakes are probably better, but they cost $20,000 to swap out. So I'm actually happy they're the steel ones. I'm not going to really take this thing to the track. I don't think this is really a track car. The Mustang is going to be more of my track car over here. I'm not going to go to the track very often. I'll maybe go once a year, if that. This is the car I'll be taking to the track. I may take the M5 only once. Once I know that once I take it to my independent shop and they tell me it has a good, clean bill of health. I may do it, but it's not a priority for me. Let me show you with the engine. I'm sure. This car's been out a while, and the reality is, a lot of people are, given that the new M5 was released and it's like a hybrid and stuff, it's sort of losing a little bit of the new car loses a little bit of the M5's soul, you could say. And it's like this is already a heavy car, like 4,200 pounds. Another 1,000 pounds on top of that is just crazy. I feel like this is a sweet spot. It has more than enough power to overcome the weight and then some. It is supercar fast. The fastest car I've ever driven in my life. Faster than the C8 that I drove. Much faster than the Mustang, given that it's a stick and all that. It's never gonna be as fast as this thing, which is an automatic, and a very good ZF automatic to that. It's got the the Magna Ride or the struts here. It's a pretty overall for being a 75,000 mile car. It's pretty clean. The paint's even in pretty good shape. I was actually kind of surprised. It needs a polish, this thing, and I'm gonna get that done. A lot of people might say that one of my theories as to why I got this for about 50K is that it is a sunroof car, and most people want to get probably want the carbon fiber roof. I was one of them. I probably would have preferred that, but at the same time, I've had every single Beamer that I've had has had a sunroof, and this is like a family car. This is this car is the jack of all trades. It is the supercar, family car, does everything. So why not have a sunroof? And it really doesn't bother me. The fact, you know, and I've had the two 3 Series. I had an F30 328i and then a 335i. They were both black sapphire metallic. Obviously, I wanted a metallic paint, and I was leaning towards getting another black sapphire metallic car, but then I saw this one, and it was like, it's still a dark gray. I like dark colors. The Mustang is you know, I feel like I went as bright. I went as bright as I could with the Mustang over here. It's like super bright. I wanted more understated vehicle, but this is sort of like dark gray. It's got a really interesting metallic color. It's sort of, you know, depending on the light, it's sort of bluish. Sometimes it's gray. If you look, you know, sometimes it looks black, which is cool. I like black cars. So, you know, I think it's an awesome car, man. You know, and I'm gonna get this thing detailed really well very soon. And obviously do the required maintenance on it. So my goal for this car is to keep up with the maintenance, do everything. That's always been my philosophy with every BMW that I've owned. I do everything that is required, and they've taken care of me because I haven't deferred any of the maintenance, and that's my plan going forward. All right, so that took me about an hour to do, but as you can see, pretty much as good as new. I'd say the trade-off of those 2 little scratches is significantly better than what I have. And with the package deal, I even got this door included. So if this one ever wears off, I can replace that. But, you know, it looks good to me. So first problem fixed. But yeah, that gives you a look at my new car, my dream car, the car that I've always wanted. I've been lusting over one of these ever since. I remember when I saw a video on it. I think it was Shmee or something. Shmee 150. He put out a video of the F90 when it came out, and I fell in love instantly. I was like, I'm gonna own one of those one day when they finally come down in price. And obviously I cannot afford a new one because if I would have had it by now. But you know, the depreciation hit that you take by buying one of these new is insane. This car stickered for $116,000. I got it for 6 or 7 years, 6 years and change later. That's a lot of depreciation, man. And I feel if I keep, you know, if I don't go crazy with the mileage, you know, I'm probably gonna put under 3,000 miles a year on this thing. You know, I may be able to keep this thing at maybe under 90,000 miles for a while. And, you know, I think it's going to hold its value pretty good, given that I maintain it and all that. And, you know, and obviously take care of the motor. Leaning towards not tuning the thing, even though I do have a boot mode license from my old car that I could transfer over, but I'm not going to do it. I just want to keep it so fast. I don't think it needs it. I'm good. I think I'm really good. But anyway, if you have any questions about the car, obviously I'm very excited. Again, my dream, I've always wanted one of these guys. And if you have any questions about the car, maybe next video I'll take you on for a drive in it. Obviously there have been a lot of people driving these cars throughout the years, but you know, maybe here's another one, internet. But anyway, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. It really helps if you can like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.